Hello and welcome to your own channel. Let's talk business once again. Before we start, I would like to congratulate all my Indian viewers on our Republic Day. Today, on 26th January 2020, India is celebrating its 71st Republic Day after independence. As always, I'm excited to have you here. As you are already aware, I'm running a blockchain in insurance series where I'm trying to explore the various possibilities in blockchain from the business analyst point of view. And this is my fourth video presentation in this series. In my previous video presentations, I explained the technical aspect of blockchain, including the characteristic of major blockchain platforms like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hyperledger. We have also compared this platform on various parameters like design objective, public and private blockchain, cryptocurrencies on this platform, what sort of consensus models they are using, privacy and confidentiality. Now in this series, we will discuss specifically about the B3i and its first product, which is launched last year in the month of October, called Property Cat XoL, which stands for Excess of Loss Reinsurance Application. So as always, there is a lot to know and a lot to discuss. So without waiting more, let's start talking business. So for those who are new to my channel, I'm Ravi. I'm having more than 15 years of experience in business analysis. I'm largely associated with P&C and general insurance domain and currently practicing in Lloyd's of London. I have created some of the video presentation talking about and describing about various processes within the Lloyd's of London market. And if you are interested, you can go and check out those videos. I have provided the link on top of this video presentation. And if you have any query related to this video presentation or my previous video presentation, do send me email at my ravi.s.sharma@hotmail email ID. And you can also connect me at my LinkedIn profile. Once again, I really appreciate and I really love all your suggestions, what you keep on sending me through my email and LinkedIn profile. I love them all. So as I said earlier, in this video presentation, we are going to see what is B3i. We are also going to talk about the B3i and its latest catastrophe excess of loss reinsurance product, which is live on XoL network. We are going to discuss about the fluidity platform, and we are also going to see the product technical aspects. So without any doubt, there is a lot to know and a lot to understand in this video presentation. So first thing first, we have to understand what is B3i, and then we will talk about their mission statement and their vision statement. So B3i is basically incorporated in 2018, 100% owned by the 18 insurance market participants, including Swiss Re, Munich Re, Hanover Re, AXA, Generali, and Achmea. So all the major players are participant in this B3i network, and they have more than 40 companies that are involved in B3i as a shareholder, customer, and the community members. Now I picked their vision and mission statement from their website, and their vision says that the better insurance enabled by the frictionless risk transfer. Now frictionless is something which is very important. As I said earlier, I consider blockchain as a technology of mutual coordination. Now here through blockchain, we are going to actually reduce the friction of data transfer or understanding of data within the various parties involved. Now, for example, if you're talking about the insurance, reinsurance, and retrocessions, we are sending the risk from insurance to insurance and then retrocession this insurance risk to the retrocessionaire. Now, in this whole process, there are a lot of parties involved. And if not managed properly, we can incur a lot of frictional costs in terms of reconciliation data, in terms of sending information, receiving information. So their vision is to better insurance enabled by the frictionless risk transfer. And now let's see their mission statement. Now they say that they will create the DLT based on the network through adoption of standardized system and protocol. So DLT stand here as a distributed ledger technology, which we generally refer as a blockchain. And they're talking about the optimizing process and the capital allocation. And they also talked about the significant cost saving in their mission statement. And then finally they talk about offer network of user to a variety of integrated application from the B3i and its partner. Now they're not talking about their platform alone. They're talking about other emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, IoT, and they are connecting all of them together in their platform so we can have entirely new ways of transacting insurance across this value chain. To move forward, so let's talk about the B3i timeline. So they formed in October 2016 as a consortium, and they tried to explore the various opportunities within the insurance value chain by bringing the blockchain technology in place. And by December, they expanded to 15 members. And then by the end of June, they were ready with the prototype and they wanted to show to the world that what sort of change they can bring by using the DLT technologies. And then the same year, September 17th in Monte Carlo, they presented their prototype to the wider audience so that they can understand what they have created and they can evaluate it. October 2017, 23 more stakeholders joined in terms of validating their prototype and their concept, so then they can bring most out of DLT technology within the insurance value chain. And finally, in March 2018, they realized that the consortium way of getting things done will not work, and they got incorporated and they formed the B3i Services AG as a company. Let's move ahead. So let's look at their development phases. So their development phases is largely divided into three phases. First is building platform. So they are putting their effort to build this robust platform on which they will build their product roadmap. And I'll explain you later, they have a big product roadmap covering the life and health, property and casualty, commercial insurance, and all those things. Now, what will happen? Gradually, they will establish this ecosystem with their partners, and then they will try to explore all the possibility within the economy of scale. And then after that, once they get matured by establishing the ecosystem, they will start leveraging the ecosystem and provide the value through the network in the insurance industry as a whole, and they will try to bring more and more values by using the DLT technologies. By this, they will try to improve the efficiency and quality for their participant and the stakeholders, and they will help them to generate more revenue and growth. So let's see what sort of product and services they are conceptualizing. So B3i has divided their entire spectrum into product and services. Under the product, they are developing their core platform. In future, they are going to have a product platform for P&C and life and health reinsurance, and they are also going to have product targeting the commercial insurance. On the service front, they are establishing themselves as an implementation consultants. They are focusing more on consulting, understanding the business processes of their partners, and then mapping their product to their business processes. And they are also going to focus on intra-group reinsurance transfers, and then they will provide support to their partners and their stakeholders within their entire product and service portfolios. Let's have their timeline. Now here we are. So as I said, they incorporated in 2018 as a consortium, and they got a long-term plan. First, they focus on their common framework, and then they focus on the interoperability, and then they are continuing keeping this in mind for the rest of their years. So now what we are seeing here is the first product, which is property cat XoL. We will discuss about it later. And then they are already working on their property and casualty reinsurance part of it. Finally, they are also working on the commercial reinsurance, and the product is still under conceptualizing phase, and they have started putting the effort in order to make tangible product out of it. And then they're also working on the life and health reinsurance. And gradually, over the period of time, they will try to establish themselves as a bureau in the pool business so that they can provide the continuous support to the insurance industry value chain. Now let's talk about the real problem, the expectation versus reality within the insurance company. Now, if you talk in a simple terms, right, policy holders, they are transferring their risk to the insurers, and then their insurers are transferring risk to the reinsurers, and the reinsurers in further transferring their risk to the retrocessionaire. Now, again, as I said, the DLT technologies are the technology of mutual corporations where a lot of stakeholders involved. So insurance value chain is a perfect example where the DLT technologies can come in and solve some of the problem which is related to the efficiencies. Now, if you see in this value chain, right, what is happening, there are a lot of inefficiencies in terms of paperwork. There are a lot of paperwork involved here. There's a lack of standards in terms of sending and receiving the informations. And then if you're talking about the sign-off process, is really cumbersome. Say, for example, if you're trying to place the reinsurance contract with the 15 people, and on average, it takes you 5 emails to 6 emails in terms of getting the contract authorized. And if you're talking about the 10 reinsurance partners, you're efficiently talking about 50 emails sending to and fro. And this will bring a lot of inefficiencies within the system. And if, say, for example, if something was missed during this transaction, then it may cost you the millions and millions of pounds or dollars, whatever. So then there's a cumbersome process in terms of the sign off. Now, if you see everything in one shot, right, which actually lets the entire industry as a delays in terms of getting things done in an efficient way, and then there's a lot of manual reconciliation which is happening, which is further delaying the entire business process and incur more and more cost. And then finally, what is happening is the crediting of risk is getting delayed, and the cash flow, and there's a lot of inefficiencies within the cash flow within the entire value chain. So, for example, if you are expecting a reinsurance commission, then it will not get dispersed because there is no proper way of doing the reconciliation work. And if, say, for example, if you are expecting a claim payment from the reinsurers or retrocessionaires, then you have to go to the whole new cycle of reconciliation in order to get the claim thing done. So it's not a straight through process. And the entire insurance industry, the operational department, they are working every day through these inefficiencies. So the idea is to bring some sort of standardization in order to remove these inefficiencies. So let's see in this example. Here is our insurer, and we have reinsurers, brokers, reinsurer B and reinsurance C and so forth. If you see over here, the entire process is very complex. So the first thing first, when they are offering a negotiation and writing the contract with the reinsurance covering their portfolio, there is a lot of reconciliation happening. I give you example. Say, for example, if you have 10 reinsurers participating and protecting your portfolio, and on an average take like 5 emails to get the negotiations done, and you have to deal with the 50 emails with all the 10 reinsurance participants. So the process is actually very complex. And the same goes with a broker if you have a broker in place. So again, if you have 1 or 2 brokers in place, then again the level of communication increases and the complexity increases. Now, on the other hand side, if you put everything on the DLT or on the blockchain in the form of smart contracts, then what will happen? Say, for example, typically the insurer 1 talking to the reinsurer 1, and they will talk about their contracts, their terms and conditions, their payment method, an agreement, and they will all codify this entire agreement into the blockchain and keep it into the smart contract within the blockchain, and they will sign it up. And then the process will go to the second insurer and reinsurers here, and the third and fourth and fifth. So what will happen, rather than interpreting the plain English contract which is there into the written document, you are codifying it. And then you are putting the condition on top of it, like when certain situation will occur, the smart contract will trigger automatically, the reconciliation will happen automatically, the claim dispersal will happen automatically. So this is the beauty of the DLT technology or blockchain technology, storing the information in everywhere within the network, and then executing the contract's terms and condition with the help of smart contracts. Moving ahead, let's talk about their product, which they call as a CAT XoL version 1.0. So the B3i catastrophic excess of loss or CAT XoL product is an evaluation of the original prototype deployed when it was consortium group. So as I said earlier, in 2016, when they set up, they tried to start building a prototype, and this prototype is largely around XoL, and they presented this prototype into the Monte Carlo summit, and they liked it. The participants, they liked it, and they started working toward this prototype, and they come together, they started testing this prototype. It has evolved substantially through the further development within the B3i, taking the account of the various feedback channels established with the market participant and the members of the B3i community. And the important question is why customers choose the B3i catastrophic XoL product. Now, the center of this product is the DLT-enabled interaction of student, broker, reinsurance over the whole placement process, which will eliminate any friction within the insurance life cycle. And the definition of catastrophic XoL treaty terms and conditions leveraging the smart contract, everything, all the terms and conditions is embedded within the smart contract, which means that no need to interpret everything manually once again. Everything is there in the codified way, and it will get triggered when the situation will arrive. And the DAT enable negotiation and building workflow, which is powered by the workflow, which actually enable everything to go seamless when the situation arises. Now, B3i made use of its existing network to test the application and to provide the feedback through its development cycle, during which the participants set up their own nodes and created the contract, modeled the contract, and created the contract in a way that it looked like a real world contract in terms and condition to emulate the regular process and that transaction in a realistic manner. In this way, the participant provided the B3i with the direct feedback on the usability and the functionality that helped to shape this product and innovate this product. Currently, the XoL focus purely on the placement of the reinsurance contract with accounting, payment, and claim to follow. As I said earlier, the last year in October 2019, they announced their first XoL product. The product run within the business network as a part of the global CODA network, and the B3i XoL product has the ability to cover the majority of XoL contract which they are transacting into the market. And this provides customer with the ability to negotiate and manage contract with the help of their powerful workflow in the B3i platform. Now moving ahead, the product version 1.2 include the functionality like property cat XoL contract structuring and ability to add unlimited number of layers within the nested subsections and sections. Customer can now make use of flexible definition of scope of coverages with inclusion and exclusion, and everything is there within the product. Now 1.1 version of this product will take it to the next level, where they will talk about the cat XoL contracting structure, unlimited number of layer and the nested section, flexible definition of scope of coverages, basic portfolio management, lead quotation, market placement processes, negotiation orchestration, contract negotiation, and henceforth. They have a lot of things coming up as a functionality within this product. Moving ahead. Now let's talk about what is their fluidity platform. The B3i is really a network company that happened to have a product. They have built what they call the fluidity platform, which in some ways is like an iPhone iOS or Android operating system. And on top of its fluidity platform, they are running their Cat XL product and commercial solution, which will follow soon. Now, in terms of avoiding the future integration with a lot of network, the best thing for everybody is there are few big networks and they all will come together and share the common or few big networks, rather than having so many different networks all together and managing and the integration of so many different networks. Now, with that thing in mind, Fluidity is a tool set that is starting to be offered to others so that they can build their product on top of it. Like the way you are building a lot of apps on top of the Android or iOS platform. So basically, the Fluidity is like their own insurance operating system. And the Fluidity platform, which in some ways is like the iOS or Android platform on which their participants can make their application and integrate their application on top of it. Just like you are creating a mobile app on top of iOS or Android platform and deploying it. Once you are creating those apps, all those inherent property of iOS or Android will come into your app and it will make your app more powerful. The similar way, the Fluidity platform will make all the future development on this platform more integrated, more powerful from the insurance value chain point of view. So this is the power of the Fluidity platform. Moving ahead, well, this is another important slide. Let me explain. So from the R3 platform point of view, the entire stack is based on the CODA R3 network or CODA R3, and on top of it they have a CODA network, and then they have built their B3i business network on top of the CODA network and their Fluidity platform on top of the B3i network. Now this Fluidity platform will enable to do any partner POC, will help B3i to develop their own reinsurance product or the commercial product, like the way I discussed earlier, like life and health and property and casualty reinsurance, commercial reinsurance, and other things. And then this fluidity platform will provide their partner to build their own applications so that they can leverage the power of this fluidity platform. And as I said earlier, they have selected the Coda network. Earlier, the B3i was working with Hyperledger, and then later on they decided to move to the Coda network because Coda network provides them really a solid foundation in terms of integrating or leveraging the other industries. Safe example here, the banking business network or trade finance network is already running on the Coda network. So when this network will go big, then this network will start integrating with banking and trade finance in order to have more integrated products. Move forward. So let's see the platform in greater detail. So B3i is live in production environment with the business network operators BNO node, which manages the access of B3i application on the Coda network. The first customer in this network will able to transact and commute with other member with the same network, and a member using B3i Cat XoL application or Code app will allow them to share the risk of a larger natural catastrophe. The application connect user over the boundaries for the individual companies into a distributed ledger where everybody will have access to the relevant data instantly without disclosing the information to unrelated parties. And it's truly a cross-company workflow and a digital signature of transaction that allow them to place and build the insurance contract between them in real time. And last but not the least, the smart contract. As I said earlier, all the business logic, all the contractual agreement, everything will be there on the smart contract. And once the situation will arise, we'll execute the smart contract, and the smart contract will do half of the reconciliation, half of their process by themselves. So rather than having the manual reconciliation done every time when the situation arises, you have a smart contract. The smart contract will work for you and will bring all the reconciliation within the fraction of minutes, or if not minutes, within a fraction of hours. So that's the power of the smart contracts. Well, that's all from this video presentation. I hope you learned something new from these video presentations. Nice day ahead, and God bless you. Bye-bye.